Hi, Homeworthy. I'm Dominique,
And I'm Grant.
and welcome to our mid-century modern home in Oklahoma City.
Come on in.
You're watching Homeworthy, where we believe every home has a story.
I'm Grant Gibbs. I'm an assistant coach for the Oklahoma City Thunder.
And I'm Dominique Ranieri. I'm a jewelry designer, and welcome to our home. We were long distance. I was living in New Orleans, and he had been here, and we decided that we wanted to move in together. And we were looking at Zillow, like, furiously. So I was like, there's no way this exists, it's available, and if it does exist and it's available, there's no way like it could be in this beautiful condition that it's in. So we came to take a look, and it was better than the photos had indicated online. And surprisingly, like, for a house that was built in 1962, there's just hardly anything wrong with it, like hardly any work that needed to be done. And it exceeded all of our expectations, and it's truly our dream home. My dream home.
She immediately was like, this is a very special house. You don't understand. These don't exist. The mid-century modern kind of style of the house was new to me. I wasn't as familiar. I didn't have the same vision. I mean, she's done almost everything in terms of decorating the house and like bringing the aesthetic to life. She really had the energy and the vision for like what it could be, and for our relationship to grow together and kind of build in this house together.
Welcome to our living room.
This is our most used space for sure. It has the sunken floor, and it's just got like open, airy space, and like I said, some of our best views.
We gravitate here, like we eat here, we do our work here. It's where
Estrid, get on.
the whole family convenes.
Yeah.
And I think in terms of styling, this is like the room that I feel most proud of. The Wassily chairs found on Facebook Marketplace, big come up for me. They are gorgeous, and they fit really well in the space. The chessboard I did find at a thrift store in New Orleans, and it's like Peruvian, hand carved. It's really a cute little set. And then this end table was my grandmother's, and it was sitting in her little apartment in Chicago Heights for my whole life, and I never noticed it until she passed, and we were going through her things, and I was like, this is 100% my style, so now it's here. We're both avid Facebook Marketplace users. This table it's Leon Rosen for Pace. It was like $100, and it's in perfect condition, and if you know the designer, it's worth much more than that.
Yeah.
And it fits. Also, I'm like not a big glass coffee table person, but I feel like because there's so much going on in this room, color-wise, you know, architectural details, that like the glass just kind of works. It complements all the angles as opposed to like distracting.
Yep. Yeah. And the couch we got from Interior Define is the company. We spent a long time trying to find the right couch for this space. We had a lot of different ideas about modular and what we could do with it, and we finally settled on this one. We think it really fit in nice color-wise. It's very like comfortable, and yeah, there's a lot of like this little corner nook is where I spend most of the time.
We all kind of pile
Yes,
into that
we
corner.
we all pile onto there, and the dogs.
2 dogs included.
Yes, the dogs come jumping on immediately.
I kind of wanted it to be like not centered around the TV. I wanted there to be, you know, a flow of like these chairs are facing the couch as opposed to everything facing the TV, because I wanted it to, you know, encourage conversation. This is original interior element, their walnut cabinet entertainment center. It's amazing to have this much storage, and just to have these shelves that like we can style. I'm always moving things around whenever I'm bored. But we have, so yeah, this has incorporated a lot of both of our objects, like books. We both have very different books. He's a basketball guy. I'm an artist. As you can assume, you know, our libraries are different, but we brought them together here. So I love brass. In my jewelry, brass was like the first metal that I really became comfortable working with. And so whenever I'm at a thrift store or really anywhere, if I find, you know, old, like crusty brass objects, I will buy them and clean them up. And this is one of them, my swan bookends. This fireplace, it works. It's enormous. I mean, you can see for scale, like, it's really big. And it does get very cold in Oklahoma in the winter. Not like Chicago cold, but cold enough to where like we do really love to start a wood fire. I, again, like didn't want to do something that took too much away from like all of these like gorgeous lines. It's all very angular. I thought this piece of art would be, you know, would add to it, complement the colors very well. It's hard to work with like, we have so much red brick, so that's like our main color, and then the walnut. So incorporating color into the home has been a challenge, but I do think that this like, it's almost like Klein blue. It just complements it very, very well. This is a really fun corner, and when we're getting into like golden hour time, it's happy hour, and we have this gorgeous teak and smoked glass bar cart. This was the first piece of vintage furniture that I ever bought, and it's been with me in 3 or 4 houses now. And actually back when I never had a dining room in any of my houses in New Orleans because they're much smaller and they're shotgun style, so you kind of just get like your kitchen and your bedroom and if you're lucky a living room. But I love to cook and never had and I love to host also, but never had a dining room. This is such a cool design because it slides out both sides, and it kind of like can be a very long like makeshift dining table. And I had this in my kitchen, so I used it as like a little prep area, and then also I'd pop this out and I just had like one little bar stool where I could like eat my food back in my early 20s. And now it's here, and we love to whip up an Aperol Spritz after 5 o'clock or sometimes before, and we got our record player going. This is a wood block print that I found at an estate sale in Chicago last summer, and I can't remember the name of the artist, but it's gorgeous. It's a tiger. The colors, again, just like it had a walnut frame and it has these orange tones, and again, like not distracting from how beautiful this room is, just enhancing it. And it fits perfectly right there.
These are our dogs, Willie and Astrid. Willie is Nika's dog. What's his story?
They're both rescues. Willie was from a hurricane in New Orleans, and I've had him for 8 years. He is just a sloth of a dog, and we love him. And then as soon as I moved here, I found Astrid in the street running, dodging traffic, so I pulled my car over, let her hop in, and she's been part of the family ever since. And they're our little babies.
Yeah, they're very yin and yang. He's old. He's really cuddly. He doesn't do a lot. She's very energetic and young, but this is like the couch rot right here. As soon as you sit down, they are all over you, hanging out. So they get along well, and they're a big part of our house, hanging out, doing their thing.
And now I'm going to show you guys the dining room. A few of the things that we love most in here, for me, is this table, because I put my blood, sweat, and tears into it. I found it at an auction in Tulsa, and it did not look like this when I saw it online. Drove up there, brought it back here, sanded it down, refinished it, and now it's a gorgeous piece of, mid-century Danish furniture. Okay, so we have a little mixture of different knoll dining chairs. Actually, these are office chairs, bent plywood office chairs that we decided to use as dining chairs. And then these are also knoll, reupholstered captain's chairs that I think just kind of give it a little pop, because there's a lot of wood in here. Another great marketplace find. I think Alexander Lieberman he obviously was a painter and a sculptor, but this is a museum poster from the Museum of Fine Arts in Houston.
Nika got this for me for my birthday. We were actually on a Parade of Homes, Oklahoma City tour a couple of years ago, and we saw it in someone's house. It's a print of the Everything I Have by Simon Evans. It is just like a visual representation of everything this man owns, kind of in small little sketches. And when we saw it, I don't know, there was something, it's like an immediate conversation piece, especially when you're at the dining table, everybody's hanging out. And then also kind of this representation of, if you just dumb down all the things you have, what that would look like, and you start to think about what that would look like for me or for yourself. And so, yeah, she got that for me for my birthday, and we decided to put it right there, which we really like it there. It's been a nice addition to the dining area.
So I love to cook. I love hosting. Unfortunately, we don't have like a lot of evenings that are, together in the house because of the basketball season. But we're in the off season now, so we're gonna be having lots of dinner parties. But yeah, this table actually, it has 2 leaves, so we can extend it. We can put at least 8, maybe 10. We're hosting tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we have people over for a little cocktail.
We do a lot of little
party.
Cocktail aperitif gatherings with friends.
And we like that there's just some separate shared spaces. People can be in the living room if we're serving food here. The sunroom we'll go to next, and it kind of has some different little spaces. So it's turned into a really nice hosting house for cocktails or dinner, or just kind of hanging out spontaneously, people popping over. It's always been a comfortable space. It's always, since we got in here, we were like, oh, this is kind of not a party house, I wouldn't say that, but this is like a hosting house.
The house was designed and built by Robert F. Reed, who was a Texan architect who moved to Oklahoma to study under the more prominent Bruce Goff. This was actually his first house that he ever built, and he built it for a client and ended up later on buying the home from them because he loved it so much. So he actually lived here with his family, and it's called the Blumenthal House. It is so gorgeous in the state that it was sold in. They put in these amazing walnut floors, and when we did the tour, we were like, we don't really want to change anything. We just really want to style it that feels true to the era in which it was built. So enhancing what's already there as opposed to renovating, because it doesn't need to be renovated. It's so beautiful as is.
And styling it, we didn't want to have everything be mid-century modern. We didn't want it to feel like a I don't know how to explain it, like a
Museum.
like a museum or like a mid-century modern Airbnb where everything's like,
One note.
Yeah, absolutely. So like I said, she's done a majority of that, and it's been her vision. But yeah, once we got in and really started to get acclimated, we realized it didn't need a lot, and that a lot of the things, the brick, the floors, the French doors, had all been really preserved and kept in great condition for us to be able to work with. She has a great eye for this. She does work in interior design and kind of designing people's spaces. So I almost felt like this was a great canvas for her to work on. She brought some of her things from New Orleans. She has a beautiful house in New Orleans as well. And then from my previous house, there was some older pieces that I wanted to bring in, but we kind of started with some of hers, a few of old, and then we've really done the thrift, like Facebook Marketplace, Oklahoma thing, and found some great pieces that have really fit well in spaces. But she's running point on that for the most part. But it's been fun to do together, and like I said, just kind of piece by piece find different things, especially like thrift resale, to bring things together.
This is my favorite architectural style and my favorite, design style, period. And I have been an avid estate sale goer, purchaser, Facebook Marketplace user, and so I feel like I've almost been collecting for this home for my whole life, and now finally, we have this beautiful canvas, like you said, to put the things where they belong. I post some TikToks about the house because I think it's so beautiful and I want to share it with the world. And the granddaughter of a previous homeowner commented and said, I grew up coming to Christmas in this home, and we're so happy to see what you've done with it, the way you've styled it. It's gorgeous, and that she had fond memories. It definitely has a story to tell, so we're trying to uncover that. The elements that I love, obviously the first thing you see is this breeze block wall that just allows for this really gorgeous filtered light to come in. We have Dracaena, and I think it's called an umbrella plant, but they're growing in the ground, which is super cool. Again, you don't see that in a modern home, but they did that. Robert F. Reed did that. And we have these 3 skylights up here. That also allow for just an incredible amount of natural light, and also warms it up a lot. So in the summer, we don't really spend a lot of time in here, but in the winter, it's nice. We have coffee, and it's kind of really our dog's room.
Yeah, but it has a ton of natural light. The plants growing inside are always a conversation piece, but yeah, coffee in the morning, read a book, hang out with the dogs a little bit. It was originally staged as an office when we first looked at the house, which was really interesting. We decided not to go that direction just because it gets pretty hot in the summer, so it was a great idea conceptually, but it's just a cool, unique room that we really love.
So I found this set, and I have actually 2 sets of these. They're brown Jordan rattan, sofa, matching end table, and these little club chairs. And the upholstery, this is original upholstery. It's not in great condition, but it is really, really pretty. We reupholstered that one. But I don't know, just rattan felt really, really right in a sunroom because it's kind of outside, but still protected.
And then the coffee table is another thrift.
That was his find.
Yeah, I like catch a few good things every once in a while. A lot of them get shut down. But yeah, this was a thrift find, Haywood Wakefield. It kind of just fits nice in here. And then over here, I've had for like 10 years, it's an old record player that we just kind of use for some pictures and plants and stuff. So, yeah, nothing too crazy, but yeah, it's a fun little unique room that is really part of the house. Like we said, having kind of these different areas and vibes. This is the plant room.
Mm-hmm. I started making jewelry about 7 or 8 years ago, and it kind of happened really organically. I just loved doing things with my hands, and I took a metalsmithing course, and I just kept taking metalsmithing. I took all the courses I could possibly take with this teacher in New Orleans, and then at one point I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to sell these things, and started selling them at art markets around the city, and then that turned into craft markets around the country, and then it kind of evolved into a business that has sustained me for the last 7 or 8 years, and I really, really love it. I've also just loved adornment in general, so not just adornment on the body, but adornment of homes as well. So I've always been very attracted to design in many regards, and interiors has been kind of what I've transitioned into most recently.
I'm on the coaching staff for the Thunder. That's why I moved here 8 years ago, and I've had a few different roles with the organization, but I played in college, I played briefly professionally, and got into the coaching thing. And obviously our team is coming off just winning a championship a couple days ago. Meeting Nika, she was in New Orleans, we were playing in New Orleans. It was a night out and we met, as New Orleans does to people, and it very quickly turned into something very real. And she, kind of made the decision, you're doing your thing here. I have a little bit more flexibility to be able to work in different areas, and that's kind of how we came to be here. And it's been really fun, she's become invested in the team and wasn't really a part of her life previously. Obviously everybody here is nuts about the team 24/7, so but the house has kind of been where everything has been able to come together. We've been able to live and, like I said, grow in it together. Obviously our teams continue to do really well, and it's our little oasis here in Oklahoma where she has her creative space. Obviously we're on the road a lot, and there's a ton of games, and a lot of our life at times, unfortunately, revolves around when the next game is, or what's going on with that. But we also have this space together that's kind of our own, that could be anywhere in the world, but we have it here together.
So leading into nearly every room in the house, we have these interior bifold doors that are original, and they have ostrich leather paneling, which has been a little controversial, but we didn't do it, but we do love it, and we think it makes it very unique. When you look at this, you don't immediately think, oh, that's leather, and you get a little closer and you can see the puckering, and it's just kind of a luxurious little design element that we think is fun.
It's very minimalist. We haven't put a lot up on the walls, but we like that. We like how simple it is. And yeah, just the floor to ceiling windows and the lighting in here I was talking about earlier. It's the blinds go up automatically in the morning, and you're just hit with a bunch of light. It's very comfortable and clean.
So this corner is really fun. I found this Cabossier chaise lounge, again thrifting, and we have this like gorgeous pendant light here that looks really nice at night. It's very glowy, but we have, you know, floor to ceiling glass, so tons of natural light. The brick mixed with like the shag rug and the sheepskin and plants. There's just like kind of a lot going on, but I feel like it works together and makes it, it's like a funky corner.
Yeah.
Yeah. And these nesting tables are super fun. It looks like one, but it's actually a few. And we didn't know that when we bought it. So our second fireplace that we probably use less just because smokiness in the bedroom and in our clothes, it's not ideal. But I have like a nice little candelabra in there that we light.
But we don't use that one a ton, but a little bit in the winter.
Yeah.
You know, you wake up one day and start a little fire if you're gonna like sleep in, but it looks very nice, like laying from the bed or like the view from the bed out to here, to the corner, to the light outside is really nice.
We have this like cool track lighting that you don't normally see in bedrooms.
Yeah.
But we think it, you know, makes it fun and interesting. And again, didn't really want to change it. Some people were kind of shocked that that was in the room, but I'm like, it's weird and I like it, so we kept it.
So there wasn't like a lot that we wanted to change or do. We just wanted to bring some of our things into it and bring it to life.
Another estate sale find. I'm a really good estate sale hunter. We found a full set. Actually, I found this in Chicago, and it is Thomasville, I think from the 90s. It's extremely heavy. So the dresser has a sort of like chinoiserie feel to it, which I felt like the architecture of the home would, you know, really, it would complement it very well. So we shipped this from Chicago. Yeah, I found it last summer just as we had closed on the house, and I was like, this is gonna work, and I think it works.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
These handles I'm obsessed with. I really, really love hardware, being a jewelry designer. You just don't really see like a drawer pull that looks like this. It's like 2 half moons and it's brass. It's really, really unique.
And we have a candle from Hotel St. Vincent, which is our favorite, one of our favorite places in New Orleans where we spend a lot of time. Nika's jewelry is sold there.
A friend of mine makes these candles. Hazeltine is the name of the brand, and they smell incredible, and I will always have one of these in every one of my homes.
Yeah, these are all original, and they kind of are like stuck in the corners of throughout
Pendant
the
lights.
house.
That's
yeah,
what it's
pendant
called.
lights.
Pendant light.
And we love those. We kept them. There's like just bizarre like light switch like situations all over the place. But like we said, the previous owners kept a lot of the original things, and we like how they fit in.
Every room has exterior doors, which is so special, and they're all functional, and they all have like this original brass hardware. And we love in the morning to like make our coffee and just, you know, pop outside. And when it's really nice out, I'll just open all the doors in the house and, you know, we turn the AC off and let the breeze come through.
And then the last part of our bedroom is the bathroom that we love. Once again, we have these doors that are all throughout the house that fold open.
Previous homeowners did keep things like correct for the era, but did the necessary kind of upgrade. So this like sealed travertine countertop I really, really, really love. and they kept the original walnut cabinetry. It's definitely got like a 80s, 70s sauna vibe in here, which I really, really enjoy. Initially, I was like brown in the bathroom. I don't know, but I think it works.
Yeah. And then once again, we have
Oh yeah.
the door. The door opens up to the outside from the bathroom. We don't use that very often, but
It's a nice view.
yeah, there's just like always natural light and birds and all types of things, and we love our shower as well. Very like cozy sauna vibes, yeah.
And now you can come with me to see our office. This is a floor vase that my dad bought in Mexico in the 90s. And when I was a child, I remember it being like in their entertainment center, and I always really like loved the colors because pink and purple little girl. And finally they let me take it from their house, and now it's in my house. Again, the pendant lights that we have in all of our corners that make it just really special. So we wanted the desk facing outward just because I don't like to look at a wall when I'm working. So we looked for a desk that, you know, felt like it could be, that it was pretty on both sides, and minimalist also. Because again, when you have like so much going on architecturally, I think the furniture has to just kind of complement and not dominate the space.
We didn't want a wood desk because of how much wood there is in the room. We wanted something a little more like industrial, and this is like a true fit. I mean, this is like a old desk from a apartment complex in a part of Oklahoma City I'd never been to, and we pulled out the front part of it and kind of just turned it into this. So it's very minimalist, but I think it worked out well for what we were trying to do with the desk, and once again, just like letting the brick be behind it, and just kind of letting the space be as it is, and add a desk and chair and some lighting and have it a comfortable area to work.
Our light fixtures in here are really great. This one is vintage IKEA, and it dims. That's a great addition. And this is like just a, 70s classic chrome bubble lamp. That was an estate sale find. And this room I feel like has a much more post-mod feel. This office is like, it's his space. So we have his art in here.
This is a J. Dilla Stussy print that I've actually had with me since I was in college, and I think it used to be like taped up against the wall, and then I brought it to Europe with me when I lived in Europe. One of my favorite like producers, music, like someone I listen to the most. A lot of the times when I'm working on basketball stuff, watching film, I'm just listening to J. Dilla instrumentals, and I don't know, I found it on the internet. I don't think it was an expensive piece at the time, but I've always kept it with me, and it's like as you're working, you're watching him in this very simple kitchen table setup, just working on his music relentlessly, which was kind of his, people talked about his work ethic and just commitment to his craft of making music. So that's always been there. The Wu-Tang Bill Murray print, I found at a record store in Bend, Oregon, and I have a good friend that lives there. We found it. I ended up leaving it there and was like, can you ship it to me? And it took like 2 years for him to ship it because neither of us can figure out how to ship things, and how would you like roll it up and put it into something. Like, these things just don't make sense to the male mind. So we finally got it here. I love that one. And then a friend got me this as well. It's a Aimé Leon Dore New Balance. When they had their collaboration for shoes and apparel, they had like some prints that came out with it. So that ended up there as well. So yeah, the office is we both work in here, but it's a little bit of a different vibe. And then a couple of the books. This is a screenplay for Past Lives, which is one of our favorite movies. We liked it so much we bought this, and it has, the
stills from the film.
The stills from the film.
And then the whole script.
And the whole script as well. So we display that there. We love that movie. It's unbelievable. And then one other thing I wanted to highlight is a very good friend of mine, Colin Bear, is a designer. He worked at Nike for a lot of years and designed shoes, but he recently came out with his first print work, which is a project he did called Wardrobe Theory, where he took everything that was in his wardrobe, didn't buy any new clothes for a year, and just came up with new looks for the things that he had. And the spirit of it is just thinking about all the things that you own and
being more intentional
about what you're wearing, why you like things. And he's getting that project off the ground, so this is one of his first editions of that. So we keep that there as well. Shout out to Colin and his work.
Very talented designer.
Yeah.
So the cabinet is Milo Bovman for Thayer Coggin, and it's rosewood on a chrome plinth, and we found it at a vintage store in Norman, Oklahoma, which is like 30 minutes south of here. And immediately when I saw it, I was like, this is the right piece for this space. I really love lamps and lighting in general, but this is one of my newer pieces. It's from a company called Wooge, and they 3D print these lamps from sustainable materials, and they're based in Brooklyn, so it's all made in the USA. And I think it's really cute, and it's a great addition to our home.
Yeah. And then we have another pendant light that sits in the corner of this office. Like I said, the switch for it is up here. So all these kind of like unique, quirky lighting that find their way into every room, and that 2 of them in the office. So we love those as well.
I grew up in Chicago. I moved to New Orleans when I was 18. I've lived in many different houses, but I don't really feel like I've ever had a real home, because I've been on my own for so long. I think the last time I felt home was when I was a child in my parents' house. And I think at this moment in life, this house definitely feels like home, but it's more so because of us and because of our dogs and the life that we share, as opposed to the physical space. Home is definitely the people and the, things that you do in the space as opposed to the physical space.
Likewise, this is the first place I've been where I come home, there's like a feeling of comfort and like coziness, and obviously who you share it with. My partner, our dogs, and I lived in Holland for 2 years, and they had a word that's pronounced, and I don't know if I'm gonna get it perfect, it's gezellig. And if you've seen Ted Lasso, they do like a whole episode on this, but it's like a word that describes like the coziness, warm feeling of something that's familiar and like comforting for you. So I think home is like more of a feeling, and us being here together, finding this kind of unique space in Oklahoma, getting to design it and build it our own way is like more of a feeling than a physical location. Mm-hmm. And yeah, the word that they use is gezellig, and that's kind of I think what we've found here.
Yeah. And I think like this is a house that we love, but the home part comes from, the feeling that you have being in it as opposed to it itself. And this is the first house that I miss it and I want to come back to it, and obviously because it's so gorgeous, but because of the life that we have here.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to go to homeworthy.com for exclusive content, shopping guides, and so much more.